Chapter 13, 23. Formation path contains countless paths. Translator, Atlas Studios. Editor, Atlas Studios. Tu Shicheng? I have never heard of this name, Fang Yuan thought to himself. Since his father's surname was Tu, this boy Fang Yuan was acting as naturally was surnamed Tu. Being able to leave behind a dream realm meant he indeed had remarkable skill in formation path, but there seemed to be no formation path great experts with the surname Tu in the history of Gu Masters. Fang Yuan scanned through his memories but did not have any findings. Naturally, his knowledge could not encompass the whole of Gu Master history. Maybe this was the dream of a hidden expert. Come, sit by me. The middle-aged Gu immortal sat on the ground and patted the area beside him. Fang Yuan quickly sat down beside him. My son, do you know how many Gu Master paths there are in this world? Tu Shicheng asked with a warm smile on his face. Fang Yuan pondered. There were naturally many Gu Master paths, and looking at the trend, even more were starting to thrive. For instance, when Gu Master cultivation had just started to flourish, Space Path and Time Path were the mainstream paths. Afterwards, Wisdom Path, Chi Path, Strength Path, Rule Path, and other paths emerged one after the other, and now there were even more paths like Fire Path, Water Path, Metal Path, Bone Path, Poison Path, and so on. 500 years later, there is also Dream Path. Innovation never stops. Gu immortal paths will continue to increase. Fang Yuan pondered inwardly while replying, according to what I know, there is Space Path, Time Path, and also Chi Path, Wisdom Path, and so on. Tu Shicheng nodded. You are correct, but it is still not detailed. Let me tell you, in Ren Zhu's time during the immemorial Antiquity era, there were Space Path and Time Path. These two paths researched and expounded on the profundities of time and space. In the remote Antiquity era, primordial origin, Immortal Venerable created Chi Path and Enslavement Path, Star Constellation. Immortal Venerable created Wisdom Path and Star Path, and our Formation Path was also created during the later period of the remote Antiquity era. But its true founder could not be verified. Refinement Path and Fire Path were also created during this period. In the olden Antiquity era, Limitless Demon Venerable created Rule Path, Reckless Savage Demon. Venerable created Transformation Path, Strength Path, Wind Path, Light Path, and Dark Path were also created in this era. In the medieval Antiquity era, Genesis Lotus Immortal, Venerable created Wood Path, Thieving Heaven Demon. Venerable created Theft Path, Giant Sun Immortal, Venerable created Luck Path. Moreover, Metal Path, Water Path, Ice and Snow Path, Cloud Path, Earth Path, Lightning Path, Information Path, and Sound Path emerged one after another. This was an era where all kinds of diverse paths appeared. And in our present era, Bone Path was created. There are also Phantom Path and Restriction Path. Naturally, what I mentioned are only the mainstream Gu Master paths. Minor paths like Enchantment Path, Illusion Path, and others will be omitted for now. Fang Yuan immediately came to an understanding when he heard these words. So this dream realm is set in the late Antiquity era. Right now, Spectral Soul Demon Venerable has yet to appear. Otherwise, Tu Shicheng would have mentioned him. Tu Shicheng continued, Son, I have elaborated on so much because I want to tell you our Formation Path is one of the longest standing paths in history. Although it cannot be compared to Space Path and Time Path, it was created in the same era as Chi Path and Wisdom Path. Just based on seniority, it appeared even before Transformation Path. As he said this, Tu Shicheng asked, the essence of Transformation Path is to project countless paths, son. What do you think is the essence of Formation Path? Although Fang Yuan's attainment in Formation Path was extremely ordinary, this question was fairly simple and common. He knew about it. He replied, Formation Path contains countless paths. Haha, good answer. Tu Shicheng did not stint on his praise and gave a deeper explanation. Our Formation Path can set up Gu formations, which can use Gu worms of Space Path and Time Path. We can also use Gu worms of Metal Path, Wood Path, Fire Path, Water Path, and so on. Just because of this, Formation Path can be said to be the most complex path among all the paths. Setting up a Gu formation is very difficult because it might need to use Gu worms of many other paths. As such, when cultivating formation path, we need to have some understanding of other paths. Even if the understanding is not deep, we need to have basic knowledge of them. At the least, we need to have deep understanding of the goo worms we are using. Fang Yuan continued to nod while listening. This was one of the difficulties of formation path cultivation. Actually, every path had some areas which it was proficient in and weak in. For instance, cultivating enslavement path allowed one to fight many by oneself, but it had an extremely huge demand on resources. Cultivating and learning formation path was a large obstacle because it involved goo worms of other paths. Formation path goo worms were only the foundation and framework of a goo formation. The rest of the content required large numbers of goo worms from other paths. Because of this, it was difficult to learn and master formation path. Nurturing a formation path expert was not easy. On one hand, it had high demand towards resources, time, and knowledge. On the other hand, the goo master needed to have talent for it and put in effort as well. As such, in the goo immortal world, there had always been very few goo immortals who specialized in formation path. Naturally, this rarity was only relative. At the very least, there were more formation path goo immortals than wisdom path goo immortals. And now, this was also the reason why Fang Yuan had not involved himself in formation path in the 500 years of his previous life. The barrier to entry was high, and it was difficult to learn. Son, since you have become a goo master today, I will give you your first goo worm. At this time, Tu Shicheng's palm slowly opened, revealing a small goo worm. This goo looked like a ladybug. Its carapace was glossy and round. It was as small as a little finger, and it had a glistening yellow shine, giving a cute appearance. This is formation heart goo. Come, refine it first, Tu Shicheng said. With Tu Shicheng's help, Fang Yuan directly refined this rank, 1 goo worm. Formation heart goo's carapace opened up. The thin wings inside continuously flapped as it merrily flew around its new master, Fang Yuan. This goo worm was not precious and could even be said to be extremely ordinary, because it was one of the most basic goo worms to lay a formation and was commonly available throughout the 5 regions. All right, let's play a game. Tu Shicheng smiled, taking out 4 goo worms. They are all rank 1 goo. I will lend them to you temporarily. Come, use your formation heart goo as the core. Choose the goo worms from here and arrange them. See if you can form a goo formation. Fang Yuan's eyebrows slightly rose, glancing at Tu Shicheng in surprise. Was this a joke? This boy had just become a goo master, and he wanted him to construct a goo formation on the same day? Although Fang Yuan had not truly cultivated formation path, he had some superficial knowledge of formation path. For instance, normally speaking, this youth should only be involved in constructing a goo formation after at least 2 to 3 months. After all, he had just become a goo master. Controlling a goo worm was strenuous. Everything was new to him, calculating primeval essence, nourishing the aperture, feeding goo worms, and other aspects. They all required him to adapt and train. Now in this dream, this Tu Shicheng was actually asking his son, a boy who had just become a goo master, to construct a goo formation? Ha! This style of education is truly original. Fortunately, it is a dream realm and it is all up to me. How could a normal child accomplish this task? Or maybe it is because he could not accomplish this. His obsession turned into this dream realm. While guessing, he sized up the 4 goo worms. But he actually was not able to recognize them all. With his knowledge, he only recognized 3 of them and could not identify the remaining one. It was somewhat awkward, but when he thought of it, it was also not strange. The time period of this dream was the late Antiquity era. Spectral soul demon, Venerable, had not appeared yet. Thus, the situation compared to the present was very different. Moreover, there were countless goo worms, unique and mysterious. There were also many innovated goo worms and many secretly guarded goo worms, of which little were known by others. How could Fang Yuan know of all the goo worms? Even though he was not able to recognize them all, Fang Yuan was still aware of the paths of these 4 goo worms. They were of earth path, water path, wind path, and fire path. The one that Fang Yuan did not recognize was the earth path goo worm. To construct a goo formation, I need to first understand these goo worms. There is no need to worry about formation heart goo. But what use does this earth path goo worm have? Fang Yuan intended to test this goo and see its ability. But this action was stopped by Tu Shicheng. Tu Shicheng spoke with solemnness. Use your heart to sense it. Listen to the sound of your heart. Rely on your feelings. Construct the goo formation according to your feelings. Remember, you only have one chance. Fang Yuan was immediately dumbfounded.